Hariom. Welcome back to one more session of Jagrata Nebodhata. I hope you are liking some of the topics I've been discussing. Irrespective of religion, it's all about topics which are common for every human being. The focus of this channel is also about that. It's not promoting any particular religion or faith, but certainly there could be some traces because every religion has got something very, very common. Today I'm going to talk something on very interesting topic called brain works or the soul wisdom works. It could be a controversial topic when you talk about soul wisdom, the brain works, but there is a huge interconnect between these two. When an individual, human being, goes through experience of life, the experiences of life actually teach an individual to a great extent than what is read as knowledge or what is taught as skills. So your real life experience teach many things which the books cannot teach, because every human being is unique and the experiences are also unique for every human being. There are two terms which are very, very important when it comes to human psychology and also spirituality is about Atma Vidya. What do we mean by Atma Vidya is nothing but the knowledge of the self. So I as a human being, knowledge of the self, that is called Atma Vidya. And a similar term is used in philosophy mostly across faith is Brahma Vidya. Brahma Vidya is nothing but knowledge of eternal source. That means a source from which, whatever you call it, you came from which all things emanate and all things sustain, all things live, and all the things in the world return. That's a source we are talking about. There's a huge connect between an individual and this source, which is called Brahma Vidya. So in real life, we all go through at certain stages, certain experiences bring us to this stage to understand. So when you talk about a science, the world of science look at life in a different way. Science means observable truth with evidences. Even when the science gets into deep, it becomes a realization. In other words, whatever we're going through in life, irrespective of it is proved there with an evidence of observable science, which I talked about, the truth is also similar to that. The truth is also realized, so it is a real life experience. The truth cannot be changed. If that is so, whether we work from the brain or it is the soul wisdom which works, I can say it's a combined energy of both which actually works for a human being to take a decision. So I'm bringing a very interesting topic. That means all the creatures in this world, the thing or a creature has an aspect of object, or you call it a matter, which is observable and also informing the spirit or which is the subject matter on the consciousness, or we call it consciousness, that these things are observable and these things are my experiences. So you go through these things in life to understand. So you don't have to call it a science or a science or not a science, it is a philosophy. We come across a lot of situations in life where we realize certain things. I'll give a very simple example how the truth is realized. You ask a blind man to touch a tabletop surface, or you ask a normal person like you and me to touch, closing the eyes, the tabletop surface. You will be able to understand, will be able to feel that it is soft or hard surface, rough surface. Even if insects are there, they will also realize. For example, the snakes, they're not comfortable moving on a soft floor, whereas on the normal earth plane, on mud, or on the normal land, it will move faster. So even those creatures which are of lesser form in terms of the human being, even they will be able to feel that. So it's more of a soul wisdom in terms of understanding feel and emotions which actually drive a life of a human being. So it's not only the brain which works. Brain is just getting a signal that's soft or hard, but the feeling comes through our senses, and this is what it is. So modern time, science talks about gravitational energy, electromagnetic energy, artificial intelligence, computational science, analytics, in the field of matter. So we call it in the field of matter. But understand one thing in life, that man has a cognizance beyond material field. That is why psychological field is very important when it comes to consciousness and spirituality. And would anybody say there is no such field? Psychology is definitely there, all of you will agree. And you may agree with me on the points I talked about, because there is something beyond material for a man to take cognizance of. So that could be consciousness, that could be, divinity, that could be emotion. So psychological field, understanding the nature of mind and discovering, discovering for himself. So I have to discover myself if I have to understand what is the nature. Understanding and feeling the will and emotions, all these things, it is not the province of philosophy as people normally perceive. I am repeating, it is not just the province of philosophy as people normally perceive, because there are no exact conclusions when it comes to these fields. That is why there is an element of doubt, and people talk about whether I should believe in this or not, because it has got no scientific evidence, not proved in the labs. Everything cannot be proved in the lab. There are certain experiences which are unique for every individual, cannot be proved in the lab. So what I experience and what you experience may be different, but there could be some similarities. So when it is not concluded with an evidence, or the conclusion are not exact, then we say it is not believable. But it is not so when it comes to spirituality. And I already given you the feeling related, psychology related, and the mind related, discovering oneself related. So it's not just the province of philosophy. For example, science can exactly calculate the distance between the planets, the sun and the earth, and the vibrations happening, how fast the light can pass through, and how much time it will take to reach from sun to earth or from moon to earth. All these things can be actually exactly calculated, understand, and we do agree. But certain experiences cannot be exactly calculated. That is where the spiritual aspect, discovering oneself, comes into play. So, as a human being, we work not only with the brain. So, it's not only the brain which works, the truth is the soul wisdom which is existing with us from the source of whatever we are talking about keeps manifesting in many ways, and our real life experiences will bring the truth to each and every one of us. Thank you for listening to me on this session on brain works or the soul wisdom works. Have a great day. Hari Om.